The pictures speak for themselves. Alaska's Haney Glacier field 70 years ago. Same glacier today.
And that's what Brad saw in 1940. And this is what I saw last summer. And this is mud. This is not ice.
This is David Arnold, an environmental photojournalist from Boston on a very cold, simple mission. Take the magnificent glacier photography of mountain explorer Brad Washburn, a contemporary of Ansel Adams, and match his 1930s work frame by frame.
I am not a scientist, but I've got eyes, and that's all you need. It depoliticizes the whole issue of global warming.
Brad Washburn was the ultimate naturalist and made art from nature.
His primary focus was the art, the convergence of ice and water and rock.
Before Arnold went off to match Washburn's magnificent landscapes for a more scientific purpose, he spoke to the old master about technique.
And then when I say now, I want you to get that right wing almost vertical.
ABC News went along with Arnold. First stop, Mendenhall, visited by 350,000 tourists a year, 100 feet high, but shrinking at an alarming rate. Mendenhall in 1937, and Mendenhall today, a disappearing sheet of ice now backed into the coastal hills. As Arnold approached a second glacier, the Goyo, he struggled to match the scene below to the colossal glacier he had marveled at in the Washburn photo.
If I did not know where I was going in that 1937 photograph, I would not have recognized the scene.
The Goyo Glacier 70 years ago, with its stingray-like tail of melting ice stretching as the eye can see, 10 miles wide. And the Goyo Glacier today, humbly retreating, 23 miles of melt since Washburn flew above it.
It's all of the awesome power that a photograph like that would carry. In a way, you're dealing with a loss of art.
And the loss of much more. The world's glaciers melting under a sun magnified by noxious gases, icebound canaries silently warning of an impending, more hostile climate. Jim Avila, ABC News, Boston.